Yep, I've just pressed record, just so everybody knows that, yeah, we are recording now.
Cool. And can you all see the note? Oh, there's Danny as well. Hello, Danny. Hopefully you can see the display, which is showing Node IT user security core products. So thank you for coming along. We really want to let everybody know what Node has got available for you and the things that we've put into our services. And we're starting with the end users basically and their security and what they need to have with regards to security. So just so you know, we are constantly looking at our package and the services and what we provide. So obviously it's a support team, and we'll do another webinar on the support team and how they operate and how you can get the best out of them. I'm sure you all do already, but it's good to know some hints and tips to getting your tickets and helping us to help you. And we'll also go on one about the devices and how we secure them. And there's a whole package around what the device needs to be secure. But the thing that really hits home with people is yourself and your team and how they need to be secure and how they need to have everything. So I can't really say how much it's changed in 16 years of running Node. I think when we first started, we would provide antivirus, and there you were secure. Job was done. Everyone moved on. And prior to that, we used to go around with floppy disks and stick them in people's computers. But that's a very long time ago since I last did that. And but now user security, as you all know, and you just need to look in the news, what's going on in the news and what's happening with regards the various threats, and it's just increasing every day. And we're getting more reports of organizations basically being hit by some sort of virus or attack or incident basically. And unfortunately, the one thing that's the weakest link is people. And so we need to make sure that we provide every member of your team with what we believe is the right level of security. And then there are more advanced options available beyond this as well. But this is what meets above the current baseline that the government are asking us to all meet. So that's good. So you should all be more than compliant to our Cyber Essentials by having these and our other products. But yeah, by having our set of products that we've got in user security, you will hopefully have a more secure company. But the other thing you'll have is mitigation for when the worst does happen. And I never say could, it always is will, because we can't ever say you'll 100% be secure against a threat. What's important is how we mitigate and how we reduce the impact of any threat that happens or any incident that happens to your organization. So today I'm going to go through what's included in our security package, some key things which we like and I've been rolling out over the last year or two. We'll go through the password manager, the phishing attacks. There's also a little key application that we want you and all your teams to know about, and that's ITSP, and that's kind of very helpful for you to know about. Knowing about your threats, so node knowledge, a little bit in MFA, and our new mail filtering platform, which some of you are already on, which I'm enjoying a lot. So in all these products, as you say, now in our user security product package, we have the phishing attack. So that's basically we're going to attack you. I'll talk about it a little bit more in a moment. We have M365 email, OneDrive, and SharePoint backup. So that's there 3 times a day. All of your data that's held in those locations gets backed up 3 times a day. So if something did happen and all your data got wiped or got encrypted or whatever happened, someone got past Microsoft's own security and all security around that, we have a third party that's got a copy of all of your data. I come from a backup background, so I used to do lots of backup. I used to do a lot of that in my time. So we always make sure you have a backup off-site. Also, a lot of regulatory authorities require you have a backup of your data away from your main provider. So even Microsoft's own inbuilt recovery tools, you should always have an external backup provider. It used to be tapes. I don't miss tapes. Now it's all done automatically, but the great thing is it gets checked by our team. MFA, hopefully you're all using MFA in your personal lives as well as in your business lives. Some of the things we can do around MFA to limit the amount of times you need to use it, some great things with tools we've got in there. And of course, email filtering. Microsoft got some great tools built into M365 and it has improved over the years, but we've always found having that external mail filter, that external mail security is also really important. And actually that has helped our clients out no end in over the last few years. So a phishing simulation. This is where we tried to catch everybody out. It's really good. When you have a phishing simulation, we at least annually and throughout the year, we will send out phishing attacks to your teams. And some of them will do, which are very custom, will work with you, some of them are automatic. But what will happen is when a member of your team clicks on that phishing email, they'll click on the link and they'll be fooled by it. Hopefully Nathan Collins here won't be in our example, because that would be very worrying, considering he sets them up as well. Your member of the team will then basically click on the link, will then be sent to a location where they'll be told, this was a test and you shouldn't have clicked on this link, and they'll be provided with some information and support around how they can avoid that in the future. If you haven't had a recent phishing simulation, let us know and we'll let you know when we've got you planned in, or if you feel like you need to get one done soon, it might be you've got an insurance requirement around that, just log a ticket with the support team and they'll get this booked in for you. We can also enable some automatic ones as well, which will just happen on an irregular basis. You don't want to be regular because people get used to them. So you want them to be caught out by them, or you want to know that they didn't click on it. And we've got reporting that we can provide you about that. So it's a really easy way to educate your team and also for you to understand who needs some further education. It's better that we catch them out on a phishing attempt than anybody else. And phishing coming through email is still pretty much one of the number one ways that people get caught out. They still click on links. They still use insecure ways of transferring data with each other. So making sure your team know, don't click on the link. Just this morning, I got a phone call from what I would say is one of my most important end users, my mum. Basically, she'd received 2 text messages and she was really worried about them. They had a link in them. She said, should I click on the link to unsubscribe? And I said, have you clicked the link yet, Mum? And she said, no. Good. Don't click the link. There's no need to click the link. Go and check your bank account. Is it fine? Yes, it is. Great. Well done. That was it. But she rang me, which is also an important thing to do. When in doubt, give us a call and we can have a check for you. The next one is our password manager, which is Keeper, which should have a video on it, which I can't see the play button for. So Keeper is a password manager. Now, again, passwords are one of the number one things that get breached. You don't have control of a password on a website. Only the people that own the website have control of the passwords to a certain degree, or what happens with that data. And there have been so many breaches over the years. There's a fantastic site called Have You Been Pwned? Pwned is a gaming thing for being owned by somebody. So it basically looks out at all the different breaches that have been reported across the dark web and password databases that have been released. There was a massive one on LinkedIn about 5 years ago. There's loads of them happening all the time because people have these databases of passwords and they might not have secured that information properly. And if you're using lee.wood@node-it.com and the same password, which I don't do, by the way, because I use our password manager, on different websites, and that also happens to be the same password as your Microsoft 365 account, well, guess what? You've just given a key part of your authentication away. We're going to release some more videos on this because we really want to see an increased amount of usage of this product because it's there, it works, and it does the job. It will basically, every website you go to, it will take the passwords out of it from there, or it will also allow you to create new complex passwords, and passwords that humans and computers will find harder to break. So a key thing here is the complexity of the password, so the numbers of characters and things like that in it. They're difficult for people, but they're not difficult for computers. The length of a password is difficult for a computer. With current computing power, passwords of 8, every character you add basically adds in thousands and thousands of years of it for it to be cracked in a brute force attempt. So having a password manager which basically stores all your passwords for all the different websites and also creates secure ones which have a significant length, we use about 16 characters these days, basically helps your team. If you're not using it yourself or you don't believe your team are using it, again, let us know, and we've got some great training that we can do on that. We can do some one-to-one with your business, but we would love to see in 2025 higher usage of the password manager, because we selected this tool because it can be managed centrally. It enables, it basically picks off one of the simplest, easiest ways that your identity gets compromised. And it just means that also it's really easy to get to your websites, because it's actually a very useful tool to find what websites and to log into them. You don't have to remember all these usernames and passwords. It also does a check on every single password that you've got and sees against the dark web if it's been stored already or if it's at risk. So some great features packed into it. And also you get a personal account with your license for as long as you're with the business or your business uses Keeper. So you can actually set it for your home account and you can sort that out as well, which is very useful and I think a really good added value. There will be chances some questions at the end, so I'm just going to go through these different things. So if you've got any questions, write them down, put them in the chat. Molly will no doubt tell me them when we get to the end. So this is another tool, not necessarily around security, but it's very important we talk about it. So this is the IT support panel. This is something we have on every single client workstation. It's a great way for you to get to basically meet us or use our services. So you'll have the little IT support logo, the big green logo there. That's on your desktop, but also it's down in your toolbar by your clock as well, so you can click on it down there. And the IT support panel basically allows you to log a ticket, allows you to view any tickets you've got that you've got open, but also we've got the great joiners and leavers forms, which have made a big difference. So if you can encourage your team to use this product, that'd be amazing. One of the great things about it is, as you can see, when you've got to log a ticket, it gives you the chance to say what ticket selection is. And that allows us to route it to the right people quicker. But also it stores all the information about your computer at that point in time in the ticket for us as well. So it allows us to make quicker recognition of what's going on. We can see what sort of tickets involved. We've also got some great tools at the back end that you don't necessarily see, which we've got some automation tools that can help us to triage a ticket quicker or identify certain things and even self-heal. So there's lots of things that we can do, and using this to log your tickets really helps with that. You know, you can even take a screenshot or attach files that are causing you problems, and it's done securely and it goes straight into our service desk. And then you can also keep a track of your service ticket from within that same ITSP portal. If you want to know more information about that, or we can do a little video that you can put out to your team, this is be a great way to contact the Node team. Of course, you can email, of course, you can phone call, but realistically, if you do ITSP first, it's going to actually help your ticket get resolved quicker. But also, if you're under a cyber attack, ring, please ring. And the thing about ITSP is at the bottom, I'll just go back a slide. Down here, we've got some little shortcuts which help with help get you to the places we need you to be. So you can get someone to log into the M365 portal. You can get to Node Knowledge, which we're about to talk about. You can get someone to do a speed test. So these are just really useful tools that are in there as well. So we can basically get people to click on those links and whilst we're in a support call with them. So Node Knowledge, again, this is about education. Every client has this. We deploy this out to every single client now. We think it's a really important thing that you are able to educate your team. In here is a whole host of videos that relate to the sorts of services and products you have, and also about Node IT, but also you've got a whole level of security training in there. So we can actually create custom routes for you as well. So if you wanted to look at your organization and how you're onboarding somebody into IT, have a look through these videos, letting us know which videos you feel would be right for you to onboard somebody, and then we can create a little custom route for them. So then people can click on that and they can go through them videos and see those videos, and then they know how to add log a ticket, how to use Teams and how to use Word, etc. It's really important that we uplift the level of knowledge and training and skills across our organizations. We do it at Node IT. We are always training our teams. Everyone's got a personal development plan which allows them to understand what they need to do and how they understand the systems that they're using. So having this for your organization is really important. So use this. You can search it. Some really good videos in there, and there's more being added all the time. And we are going to start adding in custom ones from Node IT about all these different services over the next few months. Basically, we've got a plan of action of improving, increasing the amount of training that we can provide out to you via video. I highly recommend you use Node Knowledge. I find it very useful. I learned all about pivot tables by using Node Knowledge, but also the security track is very good too. MFA. So we recommend Microsoft Authenticator for MFA. It's built into the whole platform. You're all on Microsoft 365. It makes sense. But also, majority of our clients, in fact all of you really, are on Business Premium as a minimum, or Microsoft 365 E3, or maybe even E5. All of those tools have got different levels of security around what is MFA. So one of the things we do is something called conditional access. So this is in the background, but we basically say if it's not from this location, or it's not this computer, and it's not used this account to log in, don't let it in. We can actually start to narrow that really down on accounts and devices. So we can stop devices from working outside of your environment or outside of certain locations. And we can even go further with those clients that are using ZTNA. We can actually begin to start now using ZTNA to say, if it doesn't come from the ZTNA service, don't access Microsoft 365. All of this is so that we can help reduce the access to your account, because once someone gets access into your account, it's very difficult. Now, MFA isn't foolproof. I'm going to tell you that now. There are ways where people can fall for what's called a man-in-the-middle attack, and that's when somebody will click on a phishing link. So go back to the very first thing, because it's all linked in. Is this? If someone clicks on a phishing link, and that takes them to what looks like Microsoft's site, and actually is genuine, but what they've done is they're routing the traffic between their own site, which Microsoft can't see and you can't see, and they can steal your MFA session and they can pretend to be you. So it's really important that people, when they use MFA, they don't just think, oh, great, it's a magic bullet. It's not. It's part of a whole security process. So you need to make sure your team know if they're going to get prompted for MFA, is it legitimate? Have they clicked on the link from within an email? Probably not a good idea. If you need to do something Microsoft, go to portal.office.com, for example, which is Microsoft's portal, or even give us a call and we'll direct you in the right way. That's not to take away from the importance of MFA though, because MFA has helped reduce a significant number of attacks and around identity. So we can enforce this across the whole organization. We do recommend everyone has Authenticator on their mobile device. Sometimes this involves people using their personal device, which can cause issues, but realistically the footprint for them on their personal device is minimal. And if you want to talk to us about how people can use a personal device to access work information securely, we can do that with another feature in Microsoft called MAM, Mobile Application Management. So that allows you to use devices, a personal device, have work email, and if something happened to that device, we can wipe the email but not touch the rest of the device. And also it means that the work can't access anything personal on that device either. It's a very clever piece of software, and it's built into your Microsoft subscriptions. So there's lots of things here that can help. email filtering. So no, we're very excited about the email filtering. I'm enjoying the email filtering. Again, the video will work on this one. Brilliant. So for email filtering, we have just moved to a product called Mesh, who are from a team that we used their product up until 2020 when they were bought out. And unfortunately, the company that bought them out decided to end that product. That was a product called Email Laundry, and we loved Email Laundry. It was a great product. But this team, once they were out of their NDAs, they basically started creating a new product called Mesh, and we're very pleased to have them back because it is fabulous. We're loving what it's doing. We find it's been a lot more accurate on the email filtering, and we're finding that actually the quarantine digest is really useful. If I press play here, hopefully you will hear Molly talk about how to use the digest. So the digest, it will basically, you can set how long you want to have it. You can have it either straight away after an email's been caught, or you can have it on a regular basis through the day. Basically, it will send you an email which says these things are being quarantined. If I just press play in this, hopefully you'll be able to hear it. So that's really simple to use. We really like it. It's worked really well. We can also run it in audit mode to start with, so we can see what you want to go through your domain before we enable it fully. And also, if you're finding there are certain emails you want to capture, just let us know. We'll research it, we'll find out, and we'll make it happen. Another great thing about this product is, though, that most of the products don't do is it actually clicks into your M365 environment, and it will go through your emails in there to basically decide whether things are at risk or not. And it can even prevent emails from being delivered to other people if you've received it, if something has got through. So we're very excited about Mesh. If you haven't had it rolled out yet, it will be coming very soon. I know Nathan has been speaking to people. He was very busy last week speaking to clients to make sure this was out there. This is, again, it's part of that phishing we were saying. This is where one of the primary vectors for attack. And so by having this new product, which we feel is a really good product for you, you should hopefully see a reduction, but also it's educational. People get to understand how to use their email and how it gets delivered. It'd be great if email would just always come through and it'd be fine. It'd be lovely if that was the case. Unfortunately, it's not. So having a good product like this to basically filter your mail is very important. Also, if anything's got a virus attached or anything like that, you won't even see it. It's not there. it won't get anywhere near you. So that's another great advantage of of our email filtering platform. So I believe we're now, that's it, questions. I'm going to flip back to my other screen, hopefully. Stop sharing that. Molly, are there any questions?
There's no questions at the moment, so you must have explained everything very well.
Does anybody have any questions? If you've got a question to ask, you can raise your hand in the team session. Is there anything we've missed, or is there anything you'd like to see or know about? Toby. Can we unmute Toby?
Not.
Allow mic.
Yeah,
there we go. Right. Toby, there you go. Hi, Toby.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Right. You can see me as well. There we go.
Yeah, even better.
My usual unkempt self. So the email filtering, that looks really cool. Will this be replacing Mimecast for those of us who use Mimecast?
So, Toby, that's a very individual question to your organisation. So you are the only people on Mimecast that we have.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, that's an inherited product that you've always stayed on. You, at the moment, with regard to you guys, I would say you can evaluate and see whether you want to move away from Mimecast, etc. There is a possibility of that, but yeah, at the moment there isn't a plan to move from Mimecast, but I think that's a conversation you and I can have offline. And Mimecast is a very different sort of product, because that's got the archive and various things like that. Yeah, there you go. That's that. I'd happily move you from Mimecast. It'll save you some money.
I'd happily move from Mimecast as well. But yeah, another conversation for another day. But that's good to know. Good to know. Thank you.
Yeah, lovely. Anybody else got any questions, or is there anything you want to know about for the future from us? And has this worked for you as a way of informing you? Silence is deafening. No raising hands. So basically, if that's the case, I'll leave that here for now. We're going to do another one probably in the new year. And thank you, Caroline, it's very kind. And we're going to go through other parts of the service. We'll do one on support. I'm going to do one on the device security, so you understand what's in there. And if there's anything you guys haven't seen and you think, could do that and help us with that, you know exactly where we are. Give me a call, drop me an email. And Toby, you come with another question.
Yeah, do you think some of the end user training, do you think that would be appropriate for all of our users? So for example, the training you mentioned regarding how to work with the support team, we encourage all of our end users to message, to work with your support team directly. Sometimes I may get involved, but a lot of the time it would be people, messaging directly. Would you think the end user training would be appropriate, for all users, or just for people at kind of high level?
I think yes, and I think what we've got a plan. Molly's got a lot of plan of various things that we're going to be doing, but absolutely we're going to do one for end users, and we're going to include it in Node Knowledge, and we have that video, basically how to work with the Node team. Quite a short video, so they know exactly how to log a ticket, also to expect the sort of response, what's involved. And also where they can find information to help themselves. It's really important that we do that. And yeah, we're definitely recording that one in the new year, aren't we, Molly? Yes, says Molly.
Yeah, that's
Right.
That's been a very highly requested video for us to do. The other thing is that on Node Knowledge, everyone has access to that. So anyone with a M365 account, so all of your staff or your whole organization will have access to that, providing that they have an M365 account. So they'll have access to all of that.
Yeah, we want you to get full value out of all these things that we spent a lot of time making these packages. working with you, the response to the things that you need. So we want your team to get the full value out of it. We want your organizations to be protected, and we also want you to basically know how to use our service, because we're here to help you. And actually, the better people get at using the service, the better feedback we get, and also we can increase our proactive support. And we want to try and reduce ticket numbers. We don't want more tickets. We want less tickets by doing more proactive work. And quite often, you find sometimes there's an issue hasn't been reported, and you find out when everyone's really annoyed. And you go, well, actually, that was something nobody told us about, and then you're the one at the end of the thing. So we want to make sure that we know, because again, if you see a ticket getting logged 3 times, that we've got systems in the back which will tell us that, and it will basically automatically raise the escalation for us, and we'll know to look out for them tickets, or there's an issue on a site. So, and as you know, the team are very responsive. The team love working with you all. So, anything you could do to help us, and we can help you even better in the future. So that's what we're after.
Great, thank you. I must say, I've been really impressed with how proactive Node have been since we kind of began our relationship with you guys. So,
Thank you, Toby.
Yeah, keep on with that.
Lovely, it's great to hear. Thank you. Feel free to say anything nice to anybody else as well. But thank you, Toby.
I'm not paid for this, by the way.
No.
We have a few people just typing in the chat, so I'm not sure if they're asking questions. So we'll just wait a second.
Okay.
There we go, just a thank you. So
yeah, we'll be sending out the recording. We'll probably put this into Node Knowledge, Molly, is that right? And then we'll put the link in.
Possibly, yes, or I will put it on YouTube and
okay.
send the link around. But yes, everyone will have access to that by the end of the day.
Excellent, lovely. Right, thank you. I won't keep you any longer. Thank you, everybody, for coming along, and we'll hopefully see you in the new year for another one. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.
Cheers. Bye-bye.